Hello? Hello, hello. I hope everything sounds good. Hopefully I'm using the correct mic. I don't think I am. Hold on. How about now? I think I fixed it. I figured it out. Too many dials. You left your like to the other mic. Yeah, I accidentally did my 3DO. That one was the one that got turned on. Okay, so I've never ever played this game. And I watched some people play it before when it came out, but I honestly do not remember anything other than you can die. They can kill you. I also have the overlay thingy on. If it looks weird, I can turn it off. Cough, cough, cough. You wake up on the beach soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Cough, cough. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? 'Cause I can give you a minute. We got plenty of time. Endless time, really. In eternity, if you catch my drift, the ocean speaks to you. Whoa, not now, ocean. Sorry, Rhea. May I continue? Please go on. Okay then, as I was... Should I cough? Or should I say cough? As I was saying... You look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Oh no! A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit, a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Is this what happens when we piss off our waifus? Is this a foreshadowing of what's gonna happen to me? Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? I kind of want to dig it up. I'm curious. I'm a dog. It might be a tasty snack. I know my dog would eat it. My dog would... I'd have to wrestle it away from her. You brush the sand away from the half-buried human head embedded in the ground before you. Ooh, they got wares. There is no body. There is no body, just his head. As you pick it up, flakes of skin fall to the ground. The jaw falls open, revealing a gold coin sitting on the rotting tongue of this poor dead soul. I mean, I'll take a gold coin. Getting your hands dirty, I see. I like that. You're a take charge type. But now I'm rich, so... You examine the gold coin briefly, happily distracted from what has otherwise been an extremely confusing morning. The sun beats down on you, drying your clothes. You check your pockets, but they're empty. Plenty of room for a gold coin, you suppose, and so you deposit it. Why, that's a nice coin you've got there. What if you were to spend it right now? Why not? Well, hello there. I'm Dwight. I can't do voices for the different characters. I hope that that'll be fine. And I'm Claudette. We'll take that. They're stealing my treasure! Claudette quickly relieves you of your gold coin and tosses it to Dwight, who bites down on it like an old-timey prospector before handing it back to her. Ew, that was in a dead guy's mouth. And this is for you. I have a tasty drink. Claudette presents you with a tropical drink. When you take a sip, you find that it's incredible. Money well spent in your estimation. But I gotta ask, could somebody maybe design the next one of these dating sims to be all-inclusive? It really takes some of the fun out of a fantasy vacation to be watching your wallet the entire time. It's a little self-aware. Breaking the fourth wall a little bit. But I gotta ask, could some... Oh, I just read that. Do I thank them? Or do I say it's suspicious? I'm gonna thank them. I'm not one to pass up a tasty drink. Thanks for the drink. It's quite delicious. You're welcome. Did someone just thank us? Go with it, Dwight. It's normal to be thanked for doing a good job. Trust me on this one. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation, as you feel something soft bump into your foot. Ooh. It's Wilson! It's Wilson the volleyball! From Castaway. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. A little help, please? You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Oh, hot mommy! She's buff. And are they all buff? I guess they all kind of have to be buff. She's not very buff. But no, I'll go back to Spirit. No, I don't care about him. How are you doing, Soul? Goth mommy. 4 gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you, via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. I feel like the VTuber filter thing doesn't work well on this game. Okay, let me... I got you, I'll turn it off. Boom. Is that better? If I can mirror it? I can mirror it, actually. I know I've seen mirror video. Oh, okay. I can. It just puts me on the other side. Is that okay? Maybe. Yeah, it's backwards. I just gotta put myself. There you go. How's that? I updated my model a little bit. I just like kind of tweaked it just a tiny bit. I think I look cuter. There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy ass monsters, though. Damn. Only the ladies, though. What do you do? If this was me in real life, I'd probably, say nothing, do nothing. Or toss it back. I'd toss it back. And then I'd be like, Look at chat and tell. I'm looking at chat. Can you tell? Okay, I'm gonna toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in Huntress's hands. Thank you. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps, maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay, it's natural. Try hard much? Blech. Is she tsundere? They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. Dead, more like it. But is she a tsundere? When you snap out of it, you realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Rhea. You were made for this. For romancing monsters? Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Horny character alert. Are you saying I'm the horny character or the ocean is horny? It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. Damn. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. The Hindu character? Huh? I'm the horny. Okay. I was like, huh? It's best to just go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? Do people use spray bottles on dogs like they do with cats? I don't think you're supposed to use spray bottles on either. Some dogs really like water though. So like, they might like bite at the water. Deep sigh. Oh, should I? The spritzers? I don't. Are you trying to correct your dog? Like when you spritz them with water? Yeah, some dogs really like water. But yeah, you're not supposed to, correct me. Correct me how? What have I done? I haven't done anything. That was Wraith. That sigh means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Okay, name one time I was horny. We haven't even like gotten into the game yet. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? Oh. You know you can't. At least not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. This one time, yeah? Can you go on? More details, please? Hey Rhea, you might want to, you know, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. I might not... Is it... quick time action? Huh? Timed quiz. Oh no. My downfall. And it will be very important later. I thought I was done with quizzes when I finished school. Very important. Chat, I'm relying on you to remember my answers. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one. I can't remember. No? How attractive would I say I am? Average. I'm pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd, another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. Yep, that's me. I think you're quite cute myself, like a chipmunk or a grizzly bear. Those are two drastically different creatures. Okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Invisibility, flight, or super strength? I'd rather fly. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? Oh, math, history, skipping class. Math. Probably math. I was so bad at remembering dates in history. The only thing that makes sense when you think about it. That's true. What's your favorite animal? Dog. Dog. They got Moostelid on here. I love ferrets. Dog. You look absolutely adorable in a little puppy mask. My favorite color. Blue, blood red, 3-day-old corn. I'm gonna go with blue. Blue isn't good for productivity. It makes people want to be lazy. Is that right? My dream job. Do they got streamer on here? Astronaut, nightclub promoter, not working at all, baby. If we get to do what we really want, why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand crusade. These damn millennials. What if I'm Gen Z? I'm not a millennial. Best flavor of ice cream? Vanilla. Horse flesh? No, I'm gonna go with vanilla. My favorite is pain. Read chat, but I'm a timed quiz. Raya Lion, she'd choose invisibility and hide in the women's locker room. I am a woman. I don't need to hide. Same. Same. They like pain. Oh! See, maybe Wraith is the one I'll go with. Swirled with pain. Mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right. Always. It's a lesson that you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Kill or be... Do I have to kill them? Not working at all in streamer is the same thing, am I right? I suppose. Okay, I gotta go mint chip, right? The best flavor is a mint chip. So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. I do actually really like mint chip out of all those flavors. Mint chip is my favorite. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. You know, that sounds familiar, like mustard, mayhaps? With how mustard acts. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Wow. Hater. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and I loathe big dumb idiots. This one sounds like you, Soul. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. I agree. I agree with you, Spirit. Geez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh no, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and that's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's lots of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. I like how positive Huntress is. Also how muscular you are. Is that right? You're more in line with Spirit? I feel like I'm like a mix between Spirit and Huntress. Like, I like to think that I'm pretty positive. But I also am very easygoing, don't care. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. That's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew. Wraith is a sad boy, is he? That's why she likes it. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna be a homewrecker trying to romance any of these guys. Like, they're all in cahoots with one another already. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. A yacht? I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out right here. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do I want to go? I want to go to the pool. Is that this one? Or is this the yacht? That's the yacht. Is this the pool? I want to go to the pool. Yes, at the lounge. To kick up your feet, look out over the ocean and relax on your own terms. Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day? It's the best. I agree. I really like the beach. However, I'm not much of an ocean dog. I don't like to really get in the ocean. I like to lounge. I mean, what kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing psychopath would finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? I'm making up words. Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. Yeah, we should probably give her a second to calm down. Hold on. Just for just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. Where's the rest of the characters? I want all of the characters. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore... Huh? Heretofore... I'm gonna skip that word. Refer to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry. Anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you could do is help us get off this island. Dwight! You're going for Claudette? Are they options? Because I also would go for Claudette. Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator. Yes? Something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? Them? Oh, no, 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 no. I think you're mistaken. It seems like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right, that. Yes, that's true, he was. But he just meant that he wants to go get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple miles south of here, it has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is like an obscenely attractive model version of Claudette. They made like all of them attractive. I'd say except maybe Trapper. But maybe that's just because I'm not really into super muscular men like that. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter mostly. When I agree with them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? I still want to go to the lounge. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island. But it turns out I'm not the first to toss those kinds of threats around on this island. So, thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Are we threatening to end each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. Is this what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make the drink of your dreams? Ah! Ah, ha ha ha, hilarious, right? Right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So what'll you be having? Vodka soda, sangria, scotch rocks, virgin daiquiri. I've never had any of these. I'll do the virgin daiquiri. That sounds like it'd be tasty. I didn't come here to party. I'm just trying to make the best of a very strange situation. I don't know. How about a daiquiri? I know how to make that. But skip the liquor. I'll have mine virgin. Trapper snickers at your choice of words. Sure you will, kid. Don't mind him. We don't need to soak ourselves in booze just to please someone else's expectations. If you ask me, there's enough spirits here already. Besides, alcohol just numbs you to the painful realities of the world. I choose to face them head on. You'd never do something like, I don't know, hide from it all behind the world's largest hat or anything. Please allow me to ignore any fashion advice from the man wearing a doll's face as a mask. Not a doll's face, jerk. Since we fulfilled your requests, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. Icebreaker time. I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux, enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks, but it could be fine. Or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Damn, I was a nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I chose is books. Novels, comics, fiction, or non. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life, the escape into your own mind. She does have the dogs out. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine based on that response. They were very much more enthusiastic about drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you. Rhea, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were, well, on an island like this. Oh, and it has to be classic horror for reasons that should be obvious. I do like horror. She means because this is an island of horror villains. And also, those books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favorite? The only one that I have ever read is Frankenstein. So I'll pick that one. I didn't actually read it, but I've seen like 3 movie versions of Frankenstein. They've all been pretty good. Okay, but I actually did read it. And watched several Frankenstein movies. You know, you can lie to make yourself look smarter. They're killers, not mind readers. She looks so disgusted at me right now. Oh, that's a good one. Seeking knowledge but finding only death? Yeah, been there. I can't say that my experiments have been as successful, but, well, fingers crossed. And fire? Don't get me started. Experiments? Crap! Not again. I swear every excuse you give him, it's this talk about... Shut up! Did you just tell me to shut up? Sorry. Take it from me, this one likes to think he's the scientist, but he's actually the monster. Can't I be a little bit of both? Like I said, I haven't actually read it, but that sounds smart enough that I'd be willing to believe it's the true meaning of the story. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some new stories of our own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mast covered eye. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Oh, Trickster's here? Great idea! Trickster? Isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the only one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello, and who is this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, hack. I don't know. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just saying it's a great idea, while also teasing the secret Trickster ending. Huh? I didn't know Trickster was in this game. I've got much, much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo. The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap spit. That's it. But let's be clear, this ain't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view of public eye, real romantic-like. Boring! Yes, romance is the goal, so we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Like adults, romantic, well-adjusted adults. Rhea, you're up. You grip the bottle in your hand and put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle gods. Minigames consist of 2 parts, oh no. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. And on the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame is a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning or losing. Well, not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. I suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay, ready to play? Or would you like me to repeat that? I'm ready. Away we go! Spin the bottle and see who you're gonna smooch. Oh no! The worst one. You two are meant to be. Psych! You have to actually spin multiple times to get your real result. First to get to 3 times is your true match. That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle on this island here. Thank goodness. Now get your spin on. Okay, Huntress. Oh, Wraith, apparently. Spirit. Spirit. Oh, Wraith. Oh god, okay. Are you kidding? Everyone has 2! Okay, Huntress. My true match. Ooh. Just this morning you were waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now you're looking across a beach towel at Huntress, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races. You can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Huntress takes you by the hand and you sit face to face in a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. Wow. You don't know what to do. If you try and lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Huntress, I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you right now. What? You're relieved, but also maybe a little hurt? It's not you. Well, it is you, but in a good way. I think you're great. Maybe too great. I don't trust easily, and I'm afraid of what it might mean to connect with you so early. It's not that I don't want to. I just don't think it's the right thing right now. I understand. Amazing. But also, understand this. If you tell anyone I got soft, I'll break you in half, okay? I'll tell him you almost chewed my whole face clean off. Oh, I like that. I hate to break up such a passionate moment that we only assume was passionate because we'd never spy on you constantly while you stay on this island. But dinner is being served right away and we must insist that you join us. We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation, when there are so many more interesting things to die from. Whew. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You were expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking? You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's a very limited seating directly around you. And oh, great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well they don't call him Expectedster. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you're looking good, Rhea. Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side. The rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Is he a vegan? Which you'd know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm sharing facts. And you need to murder something to eat its meat. So that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping. Let's eat. Hey Rhea, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. They couldn't even undress them before cooking them? I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, he's right for a change. Because I am with my broad axe. It's a perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Ugh, you two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough! Grow up! Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option, obvs. The hell it is. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop, please. I hate when we fight, or talk, or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have a skull of Azarov. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey Rhea, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean dinner. Oh. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're all done, they'll take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason, they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea! We'd hate for it to get cold. We hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Minigames. Okay, I know how to play minigames. Press the spacebar. Land on the start and not the end. Oh, I missed completely. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food up behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Rhea. Number 2 is no number 2. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. She doesn't poop! Pretty girls don't poop! Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. Spirit's not eating. I think they want an explanation why. What did you want to tell them? This is gross. I'm sorry. Look at that seagull. I'll just apologize. Actually, it's not the food or the company. I'm just super self-conscious how I look when I eat. That seagull, though, I know. I was just pretending to be grossed out by dinner so I'd have an excuse not to chew in front of everyone. Sorry if that made things awkward. I'm actually extremely hungry. Yeah, watching people eat is gross, but try to relax and not worry what everyone thinks. It's so important to always remember people are watching you, judging you, definitely not ignoring you, right? Guys, is anyone listening to me? Typically a group that includes one if not more cannibals staring at you with meat juice dripping from their chins would be quite scary. However, right now you're barely able to keep your head up, let alone get scared and run away. I'm a narrator, not a physician, so please don't take this as medical advice, but I'm pretty sure you need to eat to stay alive. Oh hey, it's me again! Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator, the ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. What would be worse than death? Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? Oh, I guess that. For this place holds many secrets, even from itself, but the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious. I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. I'm gonna have to make me some tea soon. Hold on, I'm back. One more piece of advice. You've made many choices by now. Some of them I liked, some of them I did not. It's in your best interest to make more choices like that. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly significant, and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? You've always been alone? You found someone special? Maybe it's Spirit's words, maybe it's the ocean, or maybe it has always been this way, but you suddenly feel connected to Spirit's words. I may not remember much about my life before, but there's one thing I know to be true. I've always been alone. And I always will be alone. Spirit has turned from looking at the ocean and is looking directly at you now. It's a funny idea, isn't it? Being alone. Together. It's the best we can hope for. Maybe. Or maybe it's too much to hope for. Maybe it's impossible to pretend we know anything. Is that just arrogance? Ugh, I was so dumb. So busy trying to please everyone and to be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. I'm getting out of breath. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. There's 2 wolves inside you. That's what that reminds me of. Okay, she's got a dragon. A dragon. So if I date Spirit, am I also dating the dragon? How do I get a dragon in me? Or do I have that dog in me? You know, being a dog. You're not stupid. That sounds badass. Right? But I didn't let it out. And then I, you know, chop chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside of you, stranger? Nothing but darkness. No dragon, just a lot of fire? No dragon, just fire. A raging inferno. In fact, begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon. I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. And breathing fire? That's some hobbit-type nonsense. I'm a descendant of proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole nother level. Looks like there was only room for one dragon inside Spirit after all. Just as things were really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary, and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No, no time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go! Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means that we're behind on time for evening activities. And we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh great, we have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry everyone, I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before, even though it's taking some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true. Is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule, even once? Damn it, who's Donald? If you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me. I'll snap your head off so quick, and then I'll drown you in his blood. Cynthia. In his blood, who's Cynthia? Fuss and Muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. Is Wraith Donald? I feel like Cynthia is not the name of the spirit. Is it the Huntress's name? We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time, so... Rhea, who do you think should go? Aw, damn it, that's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. I want to hear Spirit's story. I choose you, Spirit. Whoa, whoa. This entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, will ya? Really? You want to hear from me? How are you doing, Noah? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me. And I literally pulled a guy's skull and spine out once with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. The Trapper is just so unlikable to me. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just got this game. I'm excited to hopefully successfully date someone. If everyone else is gonna chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down and... Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Ahem. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm gonna tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. Where's my popcorn? It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hada, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away, but how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Yeah, it's the, Dead by Daylight dating sim that they made. It's pretty fun so far. I mean, I haven't really done a lot of choices. But it's very interesting. Help me! Cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now it was as if every detective in the city was there, looking this strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up and here I was. I was so scared. Please help. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hada confronted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddled on the ground. The man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hada was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her, like it never had before. "Don't let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hada. "You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." Looking through that narrowest of passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of this strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." A simple pledge, she felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hada, for she knew he would return. And he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked. "Promise? Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised. "I do." And pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hada leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on the man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact and beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in this soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice as he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hada and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hada gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps just how Detective Hada had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale, so sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss, too much detail, and now no one is sure to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a light-hearted romp. Please, I said do something. Say nothing, hug her, cool story, stand up and try to start one of those slow claps. I'm slow clapping, baby. You stand up and clap once, then after a beat again, slowly building a dramatic group clap. Wraith stands next to you and claps. No one else does. Spirit floats off as the clapping slows to a halt, which happens almost immediately because it was slow to begin with. Oh man, I think I fucked up. Usually they're much more disturbing. more disturbing than that? No. You don't regret picking Spirit to tell the story for tonight, but you have to admit to yourself that even on the strangest day of your life so far, that you can remember, at least, you still weren't prepared for that. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves, and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up, and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. You know, you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in the ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a god. I mean, a narrator. You're doing it again, right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping in hot tubs with the spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. You're back to chill. Welcome back. I just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any other ickily. I believe you, completely. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life, and so was that person in the story. Ooga booga. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips were blue, your lips are blue. Really? You'd call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find. Revenge! Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or, well, maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. To find love, kiss me should be a dialogue option. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure with that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep, when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Yes. I know we've just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Come on, what do you want from me, woman? I'm trying to romance you. Now you've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answers to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa. Ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she is the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her, at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? Away we go! As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial to fix it. Okay. Let's see what's on this station. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Should I just, like, discover what's on every station?
Let's talk about our community. For us, it means two major things. First of all, the community is you out there. It's you and everybody else, either playing the game or talking about the game or creating content relating to the game. Or
fourth wall break.
To write music or to make outfits. It's everybody that's part of what makes Dead by Daylight this.
Okay. Sounds like something I would listen to in real life, mayhaps. I know, I don't want the radio talking to me. Is it? Okay, let me... I can turn it up. I'll just... Is that too loud? Maybe like that? Is that better? Okay, okay, we got some like ASMR music almost. Them like binaural 3000 hertz waves. Interesting. How about this one? Alright, this one's a little spooky. I feel like if I were to fall asleep to this one, it would give me nightmares. This one is so quiet, like I can't even really hear it. I had to put chapstick on. Oh, it's another behavior. I think that was all of them. Okay, yeah, that was the first one. Alright, we'll turn it off. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Would you like to summon to your side? Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Obviously, my girl. Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Okay, self-care queen right here. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. She gave me a comb! Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though. And if you lose it, well, you'll get your revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy. Except, maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky by now. You've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you'd like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. Huh? You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Trapper's sitting beside you, sketching a portrait. Okay, artist. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with Spirit right before bedtime. You should know, they're not what they seem. Not like me, who is obviously completely honest and trustworthy. I was out checking to make sure you weren't sleeping near one of my... Actually, never mind. Just be careful where you sit. Why are you laying your traps around the place? That doesn't seem very safe. But since I'm here, I'd like to share 2 things with you. 1, I do not take rejection well. 2, the first thing is very important to remember. Were you drawing me? Trapper doesn't answer. You aren't drawing stick lines radiating out from me, are you? Stink lines? Is he saying I'm smelly? Still nothing from Trapper. Look, I'm not an easy guy to get along with, but I am an easy guy to spend time with. I'm smelly. I guess I haven't showered since last year, technically. That will make sense if you choose to spend time with me tomorrow. The rest of this scum live like rats. They wouldn't know a good time if it bit them on the ass. I mean that literally. Point is, if you select me, you're in for a day of luxury, extravagance, and fun. Yes, I said fun. And if I don't pick you, remember what I said earlier, or it might be the last thing you ever forget. But hey, you look tired. Get some rest, sleep, maybe even sleep well if you can. Just try not to roll over on the about 15 feet to your left. Finally alone, this time for real, maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Ooh, this seems like a good little break point. I need to go make tea for my throat. All this reading is irritating my throat a little bit. So I'm gonna be right back. It'll only be a few minutes. Okay, I am back with some tea. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't... Oh geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all of the contestants talk directly to the camera. How are you doing, Derpy? Welcome back. I think today went really well. Today really went well. These were some of my first interactions with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting today as a win no matter what happens. Happy New Year! What do I think of the newcomer? I do have to say... Oh, I do? Okay. Attractive. Mysterious. I really don't know that many other words. Since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewered by an elk, and I had to wash her entrails off my seraphim. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I for one will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place, but he's a hard nut to crack. So did we like all wash up on the shore like at the same time? I know this sounds really painful. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. Major buzzkill. And Trapper? Oof, where do I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human. I'm fit as a fiddle. Okay, cannibalism. But raw? She's probably full of parasites. She might have the brain worm. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. Don't mind me, just drinking my tea. Do any of you guys drink tea? Do you have a favorite tea flavor or type? Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I am a master of self-control, and right now, I'm using all the self-control I can muster because today was a disaster. Let's just say I didn't love it. That was funny. Laugh. I said laugh, damn it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them though. I want to lead them on a little more. It will make it that much better for me when they're screaming. Yeah, today was fun. I don't want to get ahead of myself or really invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just see how it goes. Or maybe they'll realize I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart, so that's probably what'll happen. I gotta learn to go easier on myself. Who could love me if I can't love myself? I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on a society that has used me to throw me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. So, who we crushing on now? Huntress, Trapper, Claudette? Why not all? Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make for a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy. Why does the narrator think everybody's so sexy? I feel like they're trying to convince me that they're sexy. And talk about sexy. Here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Stupid sexy Trickster. I want to romance Trickster. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. Why does it look evil? Did he poison it? Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the time. Never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... No, wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard. And he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review to, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithm. Trust me, I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient? Possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land, I submerge those who defy me, and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something. Something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5/5, 10/10 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are some small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points. I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies, Rhea. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Have I been having a lovely time? Been entertained? Yes, I'm not suspicious. There's no option. What an encouraging response. And we're so glad you're not suspicious. Hey, Claudette, maybe Rhea isn't suspicious because they figured out what they're actually doing here. 0 chance. They're still clicking, even right now, to see how you'll respond. Hey, look at that. Yeah, they don't know anything. It doesn't matter though, Rhea. We're so happy to hear you're having fun. I didn't say I was having fun. We're all having fun, Rhea. Do you hear us? We're all having fun. We do need to ask you one more question though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? What if I say no? I'm afraid if I say no, they'll kill me and I gotta redo all this again. Yes, I would hereby agree to participate in a verbal contract stating that I, Rhea, will never say anything negative about my stay here on this island. Perfect. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey Rhea, it's still totally cool if you have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can mean only one thing. Breakfast! Hopefully it's not human this time. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up on those sexy little with pancakes and bacon and so much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked on a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day, on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I can't imagine you can make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Unrelated? Anyone see where I left my cleaver? Haha, just kidding. I always know where my cleaver is. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast— nope. Now Huntress steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm open to all possibilities that this strange island has in store. How open-minded? Ah, well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast, too. And just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did. Or should I say I did not? I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing, and last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all, while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group? Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. Oh hey, that was fun yesterday, huh? Yeah, I mean, not like too much fun. That would be weird. But, like, yeah, a good amount of fun. Now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep 'em wanting more. You're getting good at this game. Sexy true-to-life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. I'm gonna starve! I didn't eat dinner. Now I'm not eating breakfast? Real me? Like, I would not be able to survive this. I need breakfast. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. Can I date narrator? Can I date the voices in my head? It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more? A little more. Oh yeah, that's it, yes. What's going on? How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do, whatever it is they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on the chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it. Oh, come on, a little privacy, please. Ain't no way they're out there gooning in the pool shed. Dwight is panting and Claudette has a crazed look in her eye. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here and that I could hear you. Well, you know. Know what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing, I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like, fun? You think 2 people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day and we spend it hoping we stab each other in just the right spot we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is in our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard, they get it. Ah. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I noted all our entry wounds, and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Rhea. You're gonna need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. Shut up. I like it. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up the sun in a heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. Ooh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? Aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tipped like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's, hey babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling? What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy. Kinda lazy. Whatever though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon. Or after 4 p.m. Is he a 1 meal a day? Is he on that 1 meal a day grind? Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You seen my abs, by the way? Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out if you play your cards right. I could give you a private show. Ooh, I would take a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing, you gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath, just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. And we're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that that guy is gone, and we've some ground rules to establish that we're definitely going to abide by, it's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and... Nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot, but I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in a way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them all. And I'll get my father too. And I'll punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around in the air as she threatens. Well, the entire universe. It's scary, and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. They don't get her. She's not like the other girls. Look, all this time on Murderer's Island has got us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I'd suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance. But you've also seen that there's a more sensitive side hiding within her. Which do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on this island vying for each other for your attention, we might actually be friends. We might have something, though, you and I. I couldn't let you go off to her goth lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her secret spot. I see everything through the holes in this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can hang out today. Plenty of room at my cabin. Wink wink. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks she has a say. Wink wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Who would have thought? Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So who will it be? I'm gonna go with Spirit. I gotta go with Spirit. You've made the correct decision, but know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course You still got a lot to prove to me, and I want to believe that our connection is real, but I've been hurt before, literally, with a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form, you feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. You and Spirit arrive at the coast overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's the absence of color. It's a void. Ah, she's one of those people. Okay, smartass. Like a black hole. A place that swallows light, a dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's much more into the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Earth. Is that where we are? You wonder. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling off the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that! The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and then pats on it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Thanks. Thanks, I forgot to bring my own when I, lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. You need any help reaching those difficult spots? You see a hand floating around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's hands on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. Do I ask her about her glass shards? Do I comment on her floating hands? Maybe I'll ask about the shards. So, if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking out from all over your body? You really want to know? You're not creeped out by them? You're not creeped out, just nervous because you know the answer might be very personal, but she's a person you want to get to know. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends, eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It's literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me, and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to the pressure the way he did in the end. The way the fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out, the way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge, The dragon inside me, it's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. She hates but also loves her father. It's a little weird. I think you could say that she might have daddy issues. You're stronger than he ever was. I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, Rhea. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing in life. In love, this world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having your body contorted into these vengeful poses, it really does a number on my joints. Do we get to touch her feet? It rubs the lotion on its skin. Okay. Oh, I gotta hit this. No, I missed! Come on, come on. Not bad. Ugh. I need to use a spacebar, not clicking on the mouse. I wouldn't mind rubbing her feet. Alright, let me... It's so fast! Oh. This is hard. Ugh. I gave you this small opportunity to connect with me. I thought you'd take it seriously. No! Is this how I die? If you can't handle a couple toes, what will you do with more of me? No matter, it's not like I need your help. It was a gesture. You look up the lighthouse, its ominous dark form hovering above this moment between spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is, in this case it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and bursts of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death. A spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens towards the shore. That reminds... Is there a pirate? Killer in DBD? Because maybe we should have a pirate killer. Before crashing on the rocks, it must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh, right. It does that sometimes too. Should we, do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Wait a minute. The ocean is quiet again, except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skull and crossbone flags, aren't the ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date, or something. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his attention. The Houndmaster is a pirate? Oh. I'm not very good at looking up the lore to any of the killers or survivors. I actually do not read their stories. I should. It was easier back in the day when their the stories were so short, but now they're so long. Like pages. Their stories are just too much now. Ain't nobody got time for that. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through the woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh! It's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in the movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island, or something. I'm pretty sure I figured it out, the basics, anyhow. If you come with me, you can get cut! Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way. You'll see. Alone at last, tension broken, deathly moans quiet, and Wraith banished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how the whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe, and you get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she put a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you, interrupt whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what was promised. Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there is. Me! Okay, Mario. You got mud in your ears, friend? I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, and so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Damn it. Who said anything about a secret lair? I said I've got, sap. Sap in my secret hair? There's a flap on my secret chair? Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept a different truth. What's happening here? Well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby, ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I cannot fight. I can't not fight, even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks. Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking, and we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks, You cloak, I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread. Minutia, if there ever was such a thing. Not that you know about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose... When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second-guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. Why am I being so mean to him? No offense taken. Yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm going to stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Spirit walks you around a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place she knew was meant to be connected with her journey, a cherry tree. It is just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here, in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off and they come cascading through the air around both of you. How romantic! Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all the good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being in a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical, they're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's a specter of looming death that calls attention to this special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Rhea? Empowered. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life like the beauty of a flower in bloom allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? And then it dawns on you. Spirit has been trapped in this ghastly state of death with no hope to cycle back, no rebirth. Her moment of blossoming life long gone. That scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part, that's Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you. You just answered from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. I think I ruined it! I ruined my chances! I'm cooked. Once the fallen cherry blossoms represent the souls of samurai warriors, those with noble character, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me, in my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree? It's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish, as if it were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something, with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know, we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. And it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go, or wherever, whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I really enjoyed it. Me too. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you really are feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing, it's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. I have a feeling they're trying to convince me of their sexiness. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are that these 4 are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder's Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least they can do, and heaven knows they won't get any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed, and serve it with one single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. I also like broccoli, and I actually haven't had it in a while. Oh, I don't like that. Buddy, wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels. It's awesome. I want to know, who is romancing Trapper? Who is out here like, yep, Trapper, he's the one for me? Because not me. I'm not romancing him. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Do I be coy or do I gush? I'm gonna gush about my day. I feel like if I be coy, then Spirit will be like, you don't like me. Oh, maybe she doesn't like this either. I should have been coy. I wish you could all get to meet the real Spirit. She has a beautiful soft side, and you'd all get to see it if you were a bit nicer to her. Spirit looks totally horrified. I promise she doesn't want people paying her any more attention. She's just trying to do her own thing, not fit into this killer club. Seriously? Did you listen to a single thing I said today? It seems clear to me that you did not. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they're all very tired. Oh wait, no. Sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica, not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bon appetit! Don't you mean bon? No, Almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Huh? How does that work? Impossible to avoid on this island? Huh? How are vegetables gonna have bones? How does that make any sense? Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? I'm gonna thank them. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good, something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire. I mean, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. Wraith is like a little baby. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Wraith's complaining. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? It doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. And now everyone is looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story? Or we could play charades? Boggle? Well, we were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Rhea was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. I'll tell a story. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Action. Here's an action-packed yarn for you lot. Yarn? I don't think I've ever heard a term used like that. The time I got into a bar fight. The group is interested, they lean in. I'm all ears, and I'm not talking about the bucket of them I have on my boat. You crack open a beer by smashing the bottle cap on the nearest rock before starting. I'm at the local watering hole, powering up with my regular 12 beers before I slay at the pool table. I'm cringing. I shouldn't have chose this one. I'm cringing. Slay is good. Steely Dan blasts from the jukebox. The bartender's tip jar is filled to the brim. Who is Steely Dan? I pound the final pint and smash the glass on the counter as I demand shots for the entire joint. The patrons cheer for me. I am their god. Can I choose a different one, please? Suddenly, I hear the telltale revving of engines outside, motorcycles. The saloon doors swing open. Wait, it's a saloon now? And in walks my arch nemesis, Big Slim, the giant North Toledo? The giant of North Toledo. Okay. He sounds sexy. Thought I smelled something acrid from Akron when I hopped off the hog, Slim says with a sneer. I get up from my stool, the gal behind me rubbing my shoulders, revving me up for the inevitable fight. Long way home, aren't we, Slim? What are the fine people of Elm Street going to do without someone to sell them someone's secondhand cufflinks tonight? I taunt him. He strokes his oily beard. This story has a lot of specific geographic references in it. I have a perfectly good job at a pawn shop. Why are you coming at me like this? Slim yells. That's fair, I scream back. Why do we even hate each other? I can't even remember. Something about me cutting you off in traffic? But it was a misunderstanding, Slim yells. Well then, let's hug it out, I say, tears starting to well in my eyes. And we made up. What about the bar fight? Oh yeah, we got in a real blowout fight later that night. Really yelled our proverbial heads off, but it was just an argument about whether you should say pop or soda. Come on. I gave up headlighting at Coachella for this. Spirit laughs hysterically, probably laughing at you, but it's a laugh you're ready to accept. That sure was a kind of story, technically. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would like to hear a story? You look from killer to killer trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. Let's hear Huntress's story. Huntress, you seem raring to go. Let's hear from you. Sure thing. My neck of the woods isn't wanting for horrifying mythology. Mother once told me a story of a young man who was traveling back home after the war. Which war? Doesn't matter. I just wanted some backstory details to paint a picture. I'll paint you a picture if you want. The man was lost and running out of food rations. He stopped to rest for the night underneath a majestic birch tree. That's when he saw the woman, naked, skin glistening in the twilight glow. Oh. Hot. I'm invested. They sang a haunting melody as they made their way downhill towards the inviting lake. Enchanted by the music, the young man followed the parade of beautiful women until they stopped in a clearing next to the water. They turned to him and smiled. One woman with long red hair stepped forward and reached for his hand. The others began to play music, flutes, lutes, tambourines. The melody was intoxicating. The man's feet began to move beneath him. He was dancing, moved by the magical music of these mysterious women. Twilight darkened into night, and the man grew weary. But when he tried to set still his moving feet, he found that he could not. "Help! I cannot stop dancing!" he cried to the nearest woman, a slender woman with green hair. She drew near to him, and he saw her features distort into something horrific. She was bloated, an eye hanging from one socket, skin the color of algae. A rusalka. Her true self. "You'll never stop dancing," she screeched at him. "My sisters and I were drowned in this lake by men of your regiment. Consider this your punishment." The man cried out, "But it wasn't me." "Someone must pay," the rusalka said, her voice filled with briny malice. And so that man danced and danced until his bones broke and his heart gave out. The dance of death. A silent beat as everyone takes in this macabre ending. But it's not all bad. Rusalkas are also fertility goddesses. If a lady had stumbled upon them, she would have been blessed with a fruitful womb, and probably some candy for the road. Damn, does she really think that's a happy ending? I want what Huntress is having. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of episodic-style storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between the audience and creator. Tell me, Rhea, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay. You have fun tonight and try not to, wink wink, end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns, things like that, things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we fine-tuned and ran far away from this place as we could, just you and me? On those spindly legs, you'd probably tire before you got too far. If it's running away to some place more secluded Rhea is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. That's true, she does not skip leg day. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. Spirit is so real for that. I'll be sitting in the shade, drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on, or just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention along with the attention of everyone else is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives. Or, you know, some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for an evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderer's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster, because, ugh, that guy. Like, I feel like I should keep picking spirits. Spirit? Oh, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, so I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and the prize. But I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task not worth trying, but too bad. Trapper is the only one with swagger? No, Trapper's like the least dateable one to me. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. You arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers surrounded by a bevy of bottles for assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? As you know, I don't drink, so not me, unless you mean wasted, as in killed, in which case, Dad, if you're out there somewhere, I will find you and waste you for what you've done to me. You really don't drink? Ever? Is that a like, because you'll just fall out of a hole in your stomach thing, or... I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind, and I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time. Then why did you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Dwight, now that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, whoa, who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off menu. Don't hate what you can't date. Trapper sucks. I'm gonna just say it. I feel there's nothing appealing about him. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed. By your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance. Right, well so be it. How about you, Rhea? Do you drink? I'm gonna booze it up. I do stay sober, but I'm gonna booze it up. Well, with all due respect to Spirit, I don't personally have anything against a little bit of alcohol. And this is a resort, I think. And I'm on vacation, I guess. So bring on the booze. I was afraid you'd say that. You see, if you and Spirit have different dietary restrictions, that means we gotta make 2 different drinks with 2 different sets of ingredients. And that's like double the work for the same amount of pay, which is already 0 for a job we both hate. What do you say? Would one of you maybe bend your will at just a teensy little bit to make life easier on us? No. Okay, your position is firm. I feel you. Rhea, be a pal? What do you think? We gotta get this show on the road. Side booze? Like, bro, put the fries in the bag. This is what your literal job is. For real, though. I'm gonna stick with my answer. You've heard that the customer is always right, haven't you? Well, technically, that's me, I think. A good bartender juggles a lot of drinks at once, for hours at a time. I think the 2 of you together can handle splitting one simple lesson in 2. Chop chop. Spirit rolls her eyes as you explain Claudette and Dwight's jobs to Claudette and Dwight's faces. Wow, how generous of you, Rhea. If you didn't explain what bartending was, I don't know how any of us would survive another night on this island. I feel like I ruined my chances with her, and she's just being a bitch to me now. And they're going to tell everyone else that you're a Karen for having the audacity to order something they don't want to make. I should do that at my job. If somebody orders, like, I don't know, a large latte, I'll be like, I don't feel like steaming milk for you. You should choose a different drink. Choose a cold brew. Something I can just pour into a cup for you. Like, sorry. Why are you so desperate to get drunk? Is my company not intoxicating enough? Well, when you put it like that, I feel a bit foolish. Just a bit? I'd say you've gotten off easy. Claudette and Dwight returned with double the bottles, double the glasses, and an entire cart filled with additional ingredients. Don't worry, we've redesigned the entire class around your new requirements. We won't let you down. You know what? I've changed my mind. We can skip the alcohol and just have a mocktail demo instead. I want alcohol. You hear a slight cracking sound as Claudette grips one of the bottles she just dragged over to the bar to satisfy your original request. Gosh, how gracious of you. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Ooh, dark and stormy. How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Okay, that one is cute. I'm winning her back, guys. I'm cooking. I'm risen up. Please allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract, and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice. And then fresh ginger beer is added in. Garnished with a lime wheel. And drink. The end. Do you think you're up for the challenge of replicating this recipe? I gotta replicate it! I wasn't paying attention! Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice. Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciated your tone, but yes, you got it. You're a natural. A sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than... Don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time left to relax. Wanna make out a little? Oh, mommy! You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing before you can get a yes out. Lightning strikes a palm tree, and on the beach, it immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. No! Just when it was starting to get good. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was? Oi, feels like I've been here a lot longer than that actually. It's so late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know, the 4 types of people. Wait, who's the brain? Who? Psychotic bunny mask girl. Okay, that's obviously Huntress. The brain, is that Spirit? The mogul? What's a mogul? Is that Trapper? Or is Trapper the basket case? I don't know what these terms are. Anyway, everyone is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Rhea chooses. Who's ready for a round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you all about the dream date they had planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it, even if in this case it's a subtle dig. Stop talking. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable not only in polite society, but within the narrative of this in-world event, and also the larger meta-narrative of the Dead by Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why yes, thank you. I'd love to. So, Rhea, you're thinking of picking me. Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished. And rewarded? Tomorrow will suck. Probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret on this island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Sorry. Anyway, Wraith? Well, I don't know. I'd really prefer to just tell Rhea privately. I don't really know how that's going to work with these game mechanics. What if you just whispered it to Rhea? Wraith considers this for a long moment. Too long. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to a barely audible whisper. Tomorrow we have to find my bell? And then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. The kind of thing where we will really bond. And maybe finally get off this island. And maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods, proud. Great. Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning, I'm planning on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing. Go away. Then, boy oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me to find out. Let me tell ya, it's primo stuff. Now if you don't mind, I've got to start preparing, because it's clear already that you're going to pick me. Confident? Mysterious? I like it. Hit us, Spirit. Figuratively. Damn it, Dwight, you've got to watch your words with these people. Tomorrow, you'll spit in the face of God, die, and be reborn anew. That's it? If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper, or dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what those guys do all day. You want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. Okay then. So hydrate tonight if you're intending to hang out with Spirit. And time's up, everyone. Gosh, you'll need to dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now go dream about all these swoon-worthy options so that you're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh gosh, how could we forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of psychological break. And giving them a little push. Hold up, this has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time and I'm just now finding out about it? Come on, the signs were there, you just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island! It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof, it's like a butchering, but it hurts even worse. You can't kill a killer, but can you break their heart? Do you dare even try? You mean... That's right. Tomorrow one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it gonna be? But why? Because it's dramatic? Because it's surprising? Because it's a classic reversal of fate? And it will hurt someone's feelings, someone dangerous. What's it gonna be, champ? What's your thought process here? Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats, and I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. Eek, if you get rid of Wraith, he might cry. And although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress? She might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you eliminating? Trapper. This was very simple. Trapper, you scared the living shit out of me. You're eliminated. That's fair. Honestly though, I don't care. You suck. But not in a good way. You bore me. You personality-free maggot. It wouldn't even be fun to kill you. Which I was totally going to do tomorrow the first chance I got. So really, this is a win-win for both of us. She might kill you though, out of principle for eliminating me. Sleep with both eyes open and have fun on your date tomorrow. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you've left behind. Because of course, they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Rhea when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated player home with... What if I want the trickster body pillow? Can I eliminate myself? Their own mostly new, who's been sleeping with my husband. Trickster body pillow. The next best thing to the real trickster. It might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try to stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. I hope you sleep well tonight, Rhea. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know these two. The schedule. Wait, what do I gotta do tomorrow? Oh, wow, what a crazy day to end the day. Crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know it was that kind of game. Let's check in with everyone. Especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. We'll see how things go tomorrow, I suppose. I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. I know I seem all excited and devil may care, but the truth is, I'm really a pessimist at heart. That tends to happen when your mother is skewered by an elk while you were young. Yeah, how'd you know? Wild guess. It's also the only thing you talk about. If you'll excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon over in that tree and I'm feeling peckish. I don't really know what's happening here. I honestly haven't been paying attention. Honestly, that's a whole ass mood. That's me on a dating show. Oh, Rhea? Sorry, I forgot. I'm focusing on other things, more important things. One way or another, I won't be here for much longer. I don't handle rejection well. At least I don't think I do. No one has ever been dumb enough to reject me before. Yeah, the more I think about it, the angrier I'm getting. And I'm a giant rage monster, so everyone in the room should be scared right now. Turn the camera off. Did I think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little. Does the volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down with a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing these private gigs over on IP Island. My dudes, you gotta come check it out. IP Island, it's dope. It's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them, don't worry. I'm talking your favorite established creators from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Ghost... Don't you say it! Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand, but we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface. Come on! Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the trickster. See you around, Rhea. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yes, seriously. They do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No. No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? It's the thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. Check-in? I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. It's okay, never mind. What does that mean? No, not you too. This wasn't meant to be confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the ocean just peed on it. How is that You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh great, what's it gonna be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade? You cheated on an algebra test once? Watching Trapper get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I've felt even a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, this sun, these sweet sugary drinks, it sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls, it's like a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of this universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Listen to Dwight crying about having to live for eternity on a beautiful beach with smoke show version of Claudette. I know. Is your lobster juicy? Your steak well seasoned? Ah, well, what are you gonna do? You let the camera roll long enough, someone is bound to say something crazy. Anyway, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow is gonna be a doozy. Whew. I think I'm going to save here. Wait, how many save files do I get? Oh, okay, okay. Wait, Okay, I just ignore me. I'm being stupid. I didn't know it automatically like saved, but okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end here. My voice is tired and I've been live for 3 hours, so let me see. Let's raid Mary. She's playing Nancy Drew. And I really like puzzle games, so we will raid her. I don't have a raid message set up. That's something I should put on my to-do list. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. It means a lot. I'm gonna end my YouTube live real quick.